Okay. All right, and good evening, good late afternoon, everyone. We are back here at Edinburg North for this regional quarterfinal matchup, Game 2 of this best-of-3 series, 956sports.com, along with the Y Drive-In, joined by, again, head coach of the San Benito Lady Greyhounds, Christy Leal. Coach, welcome aboard, back again.
Glad to be here.
So we are getting things underway. Christy Alanis will be leading it off for the Lady Wolverines. We'll get to their lineup. First pitch is in for called strike one. So batting in the second spot is Eliza Elizondo. Batting third is Amanda Aguilera. Batting cleanup is Sanaya Santamaria. Batting in the fifth spot is Victoria Maldonado. Batting sixth is Dominique Cantu. Batting in the seventh hole is Emily Garcia. Batting eighth is Ashley Castillo. And batting ninth is Sam Fuentes. So the Edinburg North Lady Cougars did get Game 1 win last night by a final score of 6-1. 1 ball, 2 strikes early on to the leadoff girl, Alanis. There's a ground ball hit to the shortstop, Maldonado, over to first and in time for a 6-3 putout, 1 up and 1 down.
Already we can see Jackie Longoria getting into her rhythm. Way to start out on front.
Let's meet the starting outfield for Edinburg North. Out in left field is Carolina Garcia. Out in right is Maria Garza. First pitch is a called strike one looking. Patrolling center field is the senior Glady Lopez. That's the starting outfield for Edinburg North. Behind the dish is Abby Hinojosa. This one's fouled back. No balls, 2 strikes. Jackie Longoria again back in the circle for Edinburg North. She went the distance last night, pitching the shutout. 3 strikeouts, no walks. Working an 0-2 count here is Longoria to the second man up, Elizondo. This one slapped foul.
Again, we see Jackie starting ahead. You know, the key to really getting up in this game for PSJA Memorial is to take advantage of that first strike.
That pitch is swung on, slow roller, easy play for Longoria over to first. And in time, 2 up, 2 down for Edinburg North. Middle of the infield, Aisa Maldonado was the shortstop. Brianna Salinas is playing second base on the corners. Hope Rodriguez is at third. Over on first is Andrea Ruiz. That's your starting defense for the Lady Cougars. Amanda Aguilera, who was questionable coming into this ball game, is in the lineup. She's batting third. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Center field, Glady Lopez is there for the grab, and a quick 1-2-3 inning. We're going to go ahead and stay on air here. So last night we saw Edinburg North come out with a Game 1 win, and we talked a little bit about that. But as for PSJ Memorial, Coach, what do they have to do tonight, or this afternoon rather, to force a Game 3?
I think the key tonight is really taking Longoria out of her rhythm. You know, we saw PSJA Memorial yesterday, very patient at the plate and letting the first strike go by. Jackie likes to work ahead, and the more that she's ahead, she likes to throw out. So I believe that PSJA really needs to be aggressive at the plate, really use that short game to move runners over, and they'll be successful today if they make those adjustments.
So once again, this game is on 956sports.com. This game is brought to you by the Y Drive-In, open weekly from 5:30 a.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. Get your propane, gas, and grocery at the Y Drive-In. Service with a smile, located 3.5 miles off of 107 in Edinburg. Kevin Aro again. To my left is Christy Leal. We're coming to you live from Edinburg North on a warm, windy afternoon. The game time was originally started for 7, but we had some weather concerns, so last night we got word that it was pushed up to 6 o'clock. So here we are. With that said, let's meet the starting lineup for Edinburg North. Leading it off is Jackie Longoria. Batting second is Aisa Maldonado. Batting third is Glady Lopez. Batting cleanup is Abby Hinojosa. In the fifth spot is Andrea Ruiz. Batting sixth is Hope Rodriguez. And the seventh hole is Carolina Garcia. Batting eighth is Brianna Salinas. And rounding up the starting lineup is Maria Garza. And in the circle this evening is Ashley Castillo, who came in about midways in last night's game. So what are you seeing from Castillo?
Castillo's definitely going to show us her crop today. Trying to get hitters to chase out. As long as they really lay off that pitch and look for something that they can drive, Edinburg North should be successful tonight.
Longoria went 3 for 5 in last night's win. Again, she was the winning pitcher from last night's ball game. So Longoria batting from the left-handed side of the plate. First pitch is low and away for ball 1. Doing the catching tonight for Coach Rodriguez's club is Victoria May Maldonado. Here's the 1-0. Trying to slap this one the other way to the shortstop, off her glove, and this is going to get into left field. So just like that, Edinburg North has their leadoff man on for Aisa Maldonado, who really broke this game open last night with a 2-run single. Put up Edinburg North 3-1 in that 4th inning. Emily Garcia is patrolling left field. Christy Alanis is in center field. Out in right field is Samantha Fuentes. That's the starting outfield for PSJ Memorial. First pitch to Maldonado. Castillo delivers, trying to lay down the bunt. Fouled for a called strike 1. There goes that small ball from Edinburg North.
Definitely so, and it did work for them yesterday. No surprise that they're going back at it again today.
And that's something we did talk about last night, how Edinburg North really stuck to their game plan, and at the end of the night, it paid off.
It's really about moving runners over, timely hitting and execution. You want to put the pressure on that defense.
That pitch outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's in for a called strike 2 looking. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Maldonado. Dominique Cantu is at first base. Sanaya Santamaria is at third. Those are the corners of the infield. Amanda Aguilera is occupying the shortstop position. Meanwhile, Elisa Elizondo is at second base. That's the starting infield for PSJ Memorial. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count runs even. Longoria, the lone base runner at first.
Now we see our corners backing up, ready for her to swing away.
And she does to the third baseman, over to first, and a 5-3 putout. 1 down. But Longoria does advance over to second base. Lady Cougars have their first runner in scoring position tonight. So the score was 6-1 last night. Edinburg North had a total of 11 hits, but left 9 men on base, and that's something that you kind of look at as a coach and you kind of cringe. You're leaving too many men on base. Gladys Lopez was hitless in last night's game. Looking for her first hit of the series. This one's all the way to center field over Alanis. This should score a run. Tressler sending Longoria. It's going to be an RBI double for Gladys Lopez.
And that's what you call clutch hitting by that senior right there. Experience showing.
And that was one thing we talked about last night, where Edinburg North just late in that ball game, they really showed off their experience, and now this is where it gets dangerous. Abby Hinojosa comes to the plate. Abby played a big role in last night's win. She got that rally going in the 5th with that double. Let's see if she can do the same here. Swung on, hit the other way. This is going to fall in for a base hit past the right fielder. This will score another run with ease. Lopez is going to make it 2-0 off of the RBI double from Abby Hinojosa, and just like that, it's 2-0.
You know, in that situation right there, runner at 2, you really want to look something to go opposite field with, and Abby did a great job going with that outside pitch.
So just in a blink of an eye, we're seeing back-to-back RBI doubles from Edinburg North. So now the courtesy runner Jessica Diaz comes into the ball game.
You know, at this point, I feel that Maldonado needs to go out and, you know, talk to her pitcher a little bit, settle her down, and get the infield going, get them working for each other, and really just have her pitcher relax some. We need to take away the momentum from Edinburg North here and get back to playing some softball.
Swinging on the first pitch to right field. Making the grab is Fuentes for out number 2. That's exactly what Edinburgh. That's exactly what PSJ Memorial needed. A quick out, and got it. This brings up Hope Rodriguez.
The third baseman, number 9, Hope Rodriguez.
Rodriguez had 2 hits last night. She reached on an error as well, so she reached base safely 3 times in last night's game. 1 ball, no strikes early on to Rodriguez. Carolina Garcia in the on-deck circle. Here's the 1-0. Half-hearted swing there for a called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pretty healthy crowd. 6:15 on our watch. Ground ball to the second base side over to first. 4-3 put out. Out number 3, but not before the Lady Cougars tab 2 runs. We are through 1. Edinburg North 1, PSJ Memorial nothing. This game is brought to you by the Y Drive-In. Open weekly from 5:30 a.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. Get your propane, gas, and groceries at the Y Drive-In service with a smile. Located at 3.5 miles off of 107 in Edinburg. We are through 1. Edinburg North 2, PSJ Memorial nothing. And welcome back to Edinburg North. It is 2-0 here in the top of the second inning. Kevin Aro alongside Christy Leal. And Edinburg North got the jump early. They lead 2-0. Longoria back in the circle for the Lady Cougars. 4, 5, 6, heart of the order, due up for the Lady Wolverines. First pitch in for a called strike 1 to Santa Maria.
And like I said before, Jackie likes to get ahead, and you're not going to see anything better than that first pitch.
This one's to center field straight away. Lopez is there, makes the grab, 1 down.
Santa Maria showing off her power there. But first quick out for Edinburg North.
Now batting for the Lady Wolverines, the catcher, number 25, Victoria Maldonado.
This brings up the catcher, Victoria Maldonado. Batting in the 5th spot. She's doing the catching tonight. First pitch in for a called strike 1.
You know, the difference in this field compared to yesterday's is it's a lot smaller. So our outfielders are going to be able to cover a lot more ground. So we really want to try to keep that ball on the floor.
And Brianna Salinas, the second baseman, making the catch over the shoulder. So again, just like that, 2 up, 2 down.
Now batting for the Lady Wolverines, the first baseman, number 8, Dominique Cantu.
First pitch missing for ball 1 to the senior Dominique Cantu. The Lady Wolverines rolled in here about an hour and a half before game time. This one off the end of the bat. Slow roller to the second baseman Salinas over to first. And a quick 1, 2, 3 top half of the inning for Longoria. Midway through the second, Edinburg North leads PSJ Memorial 2-0. Garcia, Salinas, Garza due up. This game is brought to you by the Y Drive-In, open weekly from 5:30 a.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. Get your propane, gas, and groceries at the Y Drive-In service with a smile, located 3.5 miles off of 107 in Edinburg. Midway through the second, Edinburg North 2, PSJ Memorial nothing. And welcome back to Edinburg North.
Leading off the ball of the second inning for the Lady Cougars. The left fielder, number 15.
Carolina Garcia leading it off for the Lady Cougars, 7-8-9. Garcia digs in. Went 2 for 3 in game 1. Swung on and missed for strike 1.
Good start for Castillo. Way to start ahead.
Oh, 1 on the way. That's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And there's that crop that I'm talking about. She tries to throw it on that outside corner, and it's dropping there at the end. Edinburg North doing a good job laying off of it.
The 1-1 just off the tip of the bat from Garcia. Castillo gets ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nice off speed there for a called strike 3 looking.
Big out for PSJA Memorial. Let's see if they can get the momentum going on their side now. Definitely got to feed off of that.
Now batting for your Lady Cougars. The second baseman, number 5. Brianna Salinas.
Salinas comes to the plate. 8th batter in the order, 1 down. Back to the pitcher Castillo. Nice glove work over to first. So now Castillo has 2 quick outs in her favor.
The right fielder, number 11, Maria Garza.
Maria Garza comes to the plate. First pitch, painting the outside corner for strike 1.
Just like that, Castillo taking this inning into her own hands with that big strikeout and then a little ground out to herself. It's that experience that helps PSJA Memorial with her in the circle.
That pitch got a piece of Garza, so she's going to take the free pass over at first.
Now batting for your Lady Cougars. The pitcher, number 1, Jackie Longoria.
Back to the top of the order we go. Jackie Longoria, who led things off with a single, then later scored a run. First pitch is missing for a called ball 1. Ball 2 to Longoria. Maldonado in the on-deck circle. And Longoria taking all the way for a called strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Key for the defense here is Jackie has a lot of speed. Anything hit has got to be charged.
And they go over to second. for out number 3, 4-6. And we are through 2 here in Edinburgh. The Lady Cougars lead the Lady Wolverines 2-0. This broadcast is brought to you by the Y Drive-In. Open weekly from 5:30 a.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. Get your propane, gas, and groceries. The Y Drive-In, service with a smile. Located 3.5 miles off of 107 in Edinburgh, through 2, Edinburgh North 2, PSJA Memorial, nothing. Welcome back to the top of the 3rd inning. You're tuning in live to 956sports.com. The regional quarterfinal best of 3 series between Edinburgh North and PSJ Memorial. Both teams, again, coming out of that 31-6A district. First pitch is in for a called strike 1. Leading it off is Emily Garcia, batting 7th in the order. She's the left fielder. The 0-1 is fouled back. No balls, 2 strikes. Now Longoria ahead in the count early. That pitch outside. Trying to work the hitter away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And again, trying to work her away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count. That one's right back to the pitcher, Longoria, heads up play. We saw her do that a couple times last night. It resulted in double plays.
The pitcher, number 7, Ashley Castillo.
And Jackie does a good job at getting ahead and then not giving these kids anything that they can drive. Really coming out. And there it is again, that first pitch strike. I believe that PSJ Memorial really needs to jump on that first pitch.
That pitch missing low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitcher against another as Ashley Castillo is in the box. Starting pitcher for the Lady Wolverines. Here's the 1-1. High and in, 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 down in the inning. Lady Cougars had a 2-run first inning. This one hit the other way to right field. Going to fall in for a base hit. And that's a fair ball.
Good little break for Castillo. She's really giving it her all in the circle. Gets a little blooper and gets herself on there.
So before that, it was 7 in a row. Right out of the gate, retired from Longoria. So PSJ Memorial gets their first base runner and their first hit of the ball game here in the top of the 3rd inning. Sam Fuentes is the batter up. Top of the order due up. And a sac bunt down the 3rd base line. Rodriguez over to first and in time, but the sacrifice is in order.
Great choice right there by Coach Rodriguez. You know, you got your big stick up to bat. Christie's had 2 shots yesterday, and she's perfect in this situation. Come up big with an RBI.
So definitely a big spot in this ball game early on in this one. First pitch miss for ball 1 to Alanis. Back to the top of the lineup.
Please have all foul balls returned to the batter circles on either side, please. Please return up to the batting circles on either side.
Here's the 1-0 from Longoria. Taken for a called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 hit the other way into left field. Rodriguez is going to hold the runner at third, and just like that, PSJA Memorial has a little rally going. Runners on the corners, first and third, and Elizondo comes to the plate.
And that's exactly where we see why that small ball pays off. PSJA Memorial was able to move that runner over, and then, of course, Alanis gets that big hit right there. Runners on the corners.
Swing and a miss on the first pitch from Longoria. So we got word earlier today that Canyon did win game 1 of their series against Reagan last night, 2-0. So the folks here will be patiently awaiting the result of that series, because the winner here will face the winner in that series. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. This one's popped up to the second base. Falls in for a base hit, shallow right field. This is going to score a run. Safe at third, pushing for second. She's tagged out at second for out number 3.
Great heads up right there by Edinburg North.
So that's how the middle half of the inning will come to a close. It's 2-1 though. PSJA Memorial does get on the board. This game is brought to you by the Y Drive-In. Open weekly from 5:30 a.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. Get your propane, gas, and grocery. The Y Drive-In service with a smile. Located 3.5 miles off 107 and Edinburg, midway through the third. Lady Cougars 2, Lady Wolverines 1. You're listening to 956sports.com. Welcome back to Edinburg North. We're coming to you live. Kevin Arrow alongside Christy Leal. 2, 3, 4, top of the order due up for Edinburg North. Aisa Maldonado leading it off for Edinburg North. PSJA Memorial did get a run in the top half of the frame, so they only trail by 1, so they are back in this ball game. First pitch is foul for a called strike 1 to Maldonado, so a little bit of a base running error in that top half of the inning.
Definitely so, you know, especially against a team like Edinburg North, you really want to be careful on the bases. One base running mistake can really be the ball game, especially in this series with these teams so, equal in talent.
And you're looking at a case where Memorial had some momentum in their favor, and Coach Rodriguez was definitely looking at runners on first and third with 2 outs with his 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up.
Definitely so. Very unfortunate.
That one slapped foul the other way, so we'll circle that and see how much of a factor it plays into this one. But the Lady Wolverines did get a run, so they are most definitely alive in this one. Here in the bottom half of the third inning. Maldonado grounded out in her first trip to the plate, 5-3. Here's the 1-2. That pitch is low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Maldonado again taking her time, gets into the box. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, and this is going to be picked by the shortstop, Castillo, over to first. And in time, what a play.
Aguilera gives us a glimpse of that range. What a phenomenal play by that shortstop. And that's experience right there. That's the other senior on this ball club.
The center fielder, number 6.
Yeah, like a vacuum, Aguilera over at the shortstop position. With a nice play over there to retire Maldonado, 6-3. This brings up Glady Lopez, who started the rally back in the first. She had that 2-run double. Swinging on the first pitch, fouls it back and out of play for strike number 1. Here's the 0-1. Off speed missing, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Little questionable pitch right there. Castillo shaking her head a bit. You know, this kid does a very good job at moving that ball. She's thinking ground ball, ground ball, ground ball. She just wants to get that ground out.
And Lopez hit it hard, but right to Emily Garcia out in left field. So now we're seeing Castillo find a little bit of a groove here. 2 up, 2 down.
Now batting for your Lady Cougar, the catcher, number 7, Abby Hinojosa.
Good catch by Emily Garcia over there in left field, especially with the sun right in her eyes. Way to pick up your pitcher in that situation.
Yeah, and again, you know, you talked about it last night, how it being a different park, the dimensions, it's a lot smaller, and this time the sun's in your eyes, especially out there in left, short and third. First pitch off the leg of Castillo, and she's going to lose track of that one. Just a tough break there for Castillo.
Hard shot by Abby Hinojosa. You know, but as a defense, you really want to stop one mistake from leading to another. Yes, that was a hard hit at her shin, but Castillo there should have just focused on the play, picked up the ball, and finished it.
So now time on the field, and we do have some other action going on tonight. Baseball and softball. And of course, Weslaco and Edinburg High begin their series tonight. It's a best of 3. I believe at 7:30 over in Weslaco.
7:30 start time. And what's interesting here is we could have this series end even before that series over there even begins.
Yep. Mixed in with a rather quick game and a time change from 7 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Because right now we'd just be getting ready to get things going. 6:40 on our watch here.
Now batting for your Lady Cougars, the first baseman, number 20, Andrea Ruiz.
So Hinojosa is at first until Jessica Diaz is the courtesy runner for her. So Diaz is at first. Andrea Ruiz is at the plate.
Looks like we got an illegal pitch here.
So we're sorting out what's going on here. The home plate umpire awarded Diaz second base.
It's looking like she's telling her that she came apart when she was on the rubber, and you can't come back together once you show that ball.
So with 2 outs, the runner slides over to second as Diaz, and Ruiz is ahead in the count early. 1 ball, no strikes. This one's hit the other way, over the outstretched gloves of Cantu. Tressler's going to send the runner home. Here's the play at the plate, sliding safe at home is Diaz.
Now in that situation again, you have Castillo taken out of her rhythm by the umpire. As a coach, I would head out into the circle, check and make sure that my pitcher understands what she did wrong, bring in my infield, and get everybody to relax and just focus on getting the next out. I mean, we have 2 down here in this inning. You really got to help Castillo in that situation.
So it's now a 3-1 Edinburg North lead. This one's hit the other way for a base hit. Ruiz will move over to second. Hope Rodriguez is now 1 for 2. Carolina Garcia now comes to the plate.
Now batting for the Lady Cougars, the left fielder number 15, Carolina Garcia.
So Garcia is at the plate. Runners on first and second for the Lady Cougars. Outside for ball 1. Brianna Salinas in the on-deck circle. 1-0 pitch hit the other way. This one's going to be foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. So we're seeing Edinburg North really aggressive at the plate and aggressive on the base path as well. As soon as Ruiz hit that ball, Tressler was sending Diaz the whole way.
That's right, wasting no time, especially with the score being so tight right now. We got to take advantage of runners on base and really being aggressive, and I think Edinburg North has done that. Score early and score often.
The 2-1 to Castillo makes the routine play over to first. And in time, the Lady Cougars add 1 more. We are through 3 here in Edinburg. Edinburg North leads PSJ Memorial 3-1. This broadcast is brought to you by the Y Drive-In, open weekly from 5:30 a.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. Get your propane, gas, and groceries at the Y Drive-In service with a smile, located 3.5 miles off of 107 and Edinburg. After 3, Edinburg North 3, PSJ Memorial 1. And welcome back to Edinburg. We are in the top of the 4th inning. Aguilera leading it off for PSJ Memorial. Longoria back in the circle. Takes that pitch outside for ball 1. That pitch missing low and in. 2 balls, no strikes. Two-0 on the way, is in for a called strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Santa Maria in the on-deck circle. It's a 3-1 Edinburg North lead. PSJ Memorial was able to get their first run in the 3rd inning. Ground ball to the shortstop, Maldonado over to first. And the play is made 6-3 for out number 1.
Defense definitely looking cleaner for both teams tonight. Big change from yesterday's game.
Yeah, yesterday we saw both teams start out a little shaky, unable to make the routine plays. Both teams looks more settled in here today rather than yesterday. Here's the 1-0. That pitch high for ball 2. Here's the 2-0. That's in for a called strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Jackie's presence right now in the circle is, she's confident right now. She's pitching well. Her defense is helping her out, just like that little ground out.
So again, 2 ground balls to the shortstop. Both plays have been made 6-3. And that just adds to your confidence as a pitcher. You know you can kind of put it wherever you want it. And you know your defense is going to have your back.
Definitely. You know, the key to softball is really helping your pitcher feel confident and giving her that confidence that you're going to make the play for her.
And an easy play made in center field by Lopez. So it's a 1-2-3 top half of the 4th, midway through the 4th. Edinburg North leads PSJ Memorial 3-1. You're tuning in to 956sports.com. And welcome back to Edinburg, where the Cougars lead 3-1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 8-9-1, the order due up for Edinburg North. Brianna Salinas leading it off. She's 0 for 1.
Now batting for the Lady Cougars, the second baseman, number 5, Brianna Salinas.
PSJ Memorial needing a big inning here. You know, they want to get the momentum back on their side.
First pitch high for ball 1. To Salinas. We're in the bottom of the 4th here in game 2 of this best of 3 series. That pitch missing low. 2 balls, no strikes. There is a 1-game playoff tonight in Elsa in the 5A rankings, Valley View and Cal Allen. Valley View had a 1-game playoff last week against EdCal Chelsea. They were able to get that win. And also coming out of the 31 5A Mission Veterans is up in Kingsville. They're taking on Flower Bluff. And another nice pick over to first and in time. Aguilera again showing off the range at short.
Aguilera, PSJA Memorial's second pitcher on this squad, helping her fellow senior out there.
So now time is called from the home plate umpire.
At this point, PSJA Memorial really needs to rally together and help Castillo relax in the circle. Right now, you do not want the umpire to dictate the game or dictate any type of momentum that you're trying to gain.
Again, Castillo, one of the few seniors on this team. As Gadasa is ahead in the count early, 2 balls and no strikes. That one missing for ball 3. Just missing the strike zone. That's going to be a 4-pitch walk. So we're back to the top of the order. Jackie Longoria comes to the plate.
The pitcher, number 1, Jackie Longoria.
In this situation, we want to see that short game coming into play again. We want runners in scoring position. And let's see if Jackie gets to it.
First pitch swinging. And she's going to be retired. 5-3. Santa Maria made the play. But the runner Garza does advance over to second. This brings up Aisa Maldonado.
Now batting for your Lady Cougars, the shortstop, number 3, Aisa Maldonado.
Maldonado is 0 for 2 thus far, with a ground out in the first and in the third. 2 down in the inning, a runner in scoring position as Garza. First pitch low and in for ball 1. One 0 on the way. And a ground ball to the second baseman, over to first. For out number 3. One man left on, and we are through 4. Edinburg North leads 3-1 over PSJA Memorial. This broadcast is brought to you by the Y Drive-In, open weekly from 5:30 a.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. Get your propane, gas, and grocery. The Y Drive-In, service with a smile, located 3.5 miles off of 107 in Edinburg. We are through 4. Edinburg North 3, PSJA Memorial 1. And welcome back to Edinburg. We're in the top half of the fifth inning.
The first baseman number 8, Dominique Cantu.
So Dominique Cantu will be leading it off for PSJ Memorial. And again, they're still alive in this ball game. Cantu takes the first pitch for a called strike, or rather a ball one. That's going to be a base hit. So Cantu is now 1 for 2. And that just might be what the Lady Wolverines needed in this one. Their leadoff runner on. Emily Garcia comes to the plate. She grounded into a fielder's choice back in the third. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for strike one.
Take a look at Rodriguez at third base, ready for that bunt in this situation, but it doesn't look like Maldonado's, or excuse me, number 16,
Garcia.
Emily Garcia. Doesn't look like she's wanting to put that bunt down.
No balls, 2 strikes to the batter. Just fouls that one off, staying alive in the count. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2, swung on and missed. And a big strikeout for Edinburg North.
Now batting for the Lady Wolverines, the pitcher number 7, Ashley Castillo.
This brings up Ashley Castillo, the pitcher. 1 for 1. Had a single in the third, also scored the only run for PSJ Memorial. Longoria missing on that one for ball one.
If you get to these, return all foul balls to the on deck.
Getting that leadoff on was really key for PSJ Memorial. In this situation, down 3-1, you really want to move runners over.
That's what they did back in the third. They were able to get something going.
And that's where that bunt came into play. It really paid off.
One ball, 1 strike on the way. That one called strike 2 on the inside corner.
Castillo looking to protect now. Down in the count.
That one's away. Count will run even, 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 down. The 2-2 called strike 3, looking. Back-to-back Ks for Longoria.
Now batting for the Lady Wolverines, the right fielder number 3, Sam Fuentes.
That's a big out number 2 for Edinburg North. After Cantu led off with a single, Longoria has answered with back-to-back strikeouts and fires in another strike to Sam Fuentes, who laid down a sacrifice bunt back in the third, in which got everything going for PSJ Memorial. That pitch missing for ball 1. Right back to Longoria and an easy play over to first. 1-3. So after the leadoff single by Cantu, they go down in order 1-2-3 midway through the 5th. Edinburg North leads PSJ Memorial 3-1. Welcome back. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning. 3, 4, 5, the order due up for Edinburg North.
The center fielder number 6, Lottie Lopez.
Glady Lopez is 1 for 2. Drove in the first two runs on the double back in the first, and flew out in the third. Swinging on the first pitch, right center field, back over the wall and gone. First pitch swinging, and Glady Lopez makes it a 4-1 ball game, and she'll take the tour.
And that's where being aggressive in the box really pays off. Especially with these two pitches. Your first pitch is really going to be the best pitch that you see. Why not jump on it?
And now we're seeing a huddle inside the circle, trying to talk to their pitcher and calm her down.
And that's important. You don't want your pitcher to feel like she's alone in the circle. She's there working for you. You really got to show her that you have her back.
For the Lady Cougars, the catcher number 7, Abby Hinojosa.
So it's a 4-1 Lady Cougar lead. Swinging on the first pitch was Lopez, and she sent that one out of here. That's in for a called strike 1. That pitch missed outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 missing. 2 balls, 1 strike to Hinojosa. She's 2 for 2 with a double in the first and a single and a run scored in the third. Looking for her third hit. And she's going to get it, opposite field. Hinojosa now 3 for 3 with a pair of singles and a double. This brings up Andrea Ruiz.
Now batting for the Lady Cougars.
And just like that, we see our Edinburg North 3-4 hole with some success here. The bottom of the 5th.
So Andrea Ruiz is at the plate. She's 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the third. And she has Diaz courtesy running at first. Pitch missing high for ball 1.
Courtesy run for the catcher number 2, Jessica Diaz.
1-0 on the way. Swung on. Nice grab by the second baseman. Over to first. Double play.
And that's the big out that PSJA Memorial needed. Looks like Castillo can breathe a little bit easier now that the bases are clean.
The third baseman number 9, Hope Rodriguez.
So Rodriguez digs into the box. 1 for 2. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. And again, Edinburg North had something going, but PSJA Memorial turning that slick double play there. So there's 2 down in the inning with one ball, no strikes to the batter, Rodriguez. Just fouls that one back. 1 ball and 1 strike. One on the way. That pitch in the dirt, 2 balls, 1 strike. So we're seeing somewhat of 2 different offenses from Edinburg North. Last night we saw more of a small ball type offense. Here at their home field, we're seeing them be aggressive in counts, swinging on first pitches. just really being aggressive at the plate, and I think that goes with the territory. That they're in their home field, they know how to play this field, so they'll feel free to swing away, rather than last night where it's a much bigger field to where they know they more than likely won't hit a home run to where they'll go to the small ball.
That's right. They know the dimensions here, and these kids are fully capable of hitting that ball over the fence. Coach Tressler taking full advantage of that.
Here's a 2-2 with 2 down. That one's in the dirt for ball 3. Count runs full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Swung on to the shortstop. Aguilera keeps it in front of her, over to first. And a bang-bang play, and she's called out at first. So after the leadoff home run and a double play, we are through 5 complete here in Edinburg. The Lady Cougars lead PSJ Memorial 4-1. This broadcast is brought to you by the Y Drive-In, open weekly from 5:30 a.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. Get your propane, gas, and groceries. The Y Drive-In, service with a smile, located 3.5 miles off of 107 in Edinburg. And welcome back to Edinburg, and a quick one thus far. We are in the top of the 6th inning. Lady Cougars now 6 outs away from the Sweet 16. And the Lady Wolverines are looking to keep their season alive here. Top of the order, Christy Alanis leading it off. First pitch in for a called strike 1. And that one got her. Did it get her? It looked like it got her in the elbow from up here.
Looked like it did, but I'm thinking that home plate umpire is saying that she went into the pitch there. And that looks like it's what it's going to be called.
So no balls, 2 strikes to the batter, Alanis. And fishing for that one, and over to first, 4-3 for out number 1. And it just seems as if today everything is just going in Edinburg North's favor. The ball is just rolling their way.
Definitely, Edinburg North looks like they are in control right now, very confident. Jackie over here making kids chase, and that's where you get those easy ground outs. That's what you need.
First pitch in for a called strike 1 to Elizondo. The 0-1 picked by Longoria for out number 2, and we're really starting to see Longoria really hit her stride here.
And you love to see a pitcher taking care of the game herself. Anything coming at her, Jackie's really attacking it and getting those outs. She's letting it be known that this is her field, and that's her circle.
And she's only a junior, so she still has 1 more year in a Cougar uniform Starts the batter off with a called strike one. That's Aguilera. Count runs even. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch hit the other way for a base hit.
Good little break here for PSJA Memorial. Aguilera with that experience, finding something. Got a little bloop there now. Let's see if PSJA Memorial can rally on 2 here.
And they have their cleanup batter at the plate, Santa Maria, who is 0 for 2, looking for her first hit of the ball game. That's in for a called strike one.
Santa Maria has already shown us the power that she has with that bat. One swing could make a difference in this ball game.
This one's popped up. Hinojosa calling it off, makes the grab. So PSJA Memorial leaves a man on midway through the 6th here in Edinburg. Edinburg North leads the PSJA Memorial Lady Wolverines 4-1. This broadcast is brought to you by the Y Drive-In, open weekly from 5:30 a.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. Get your propane, gas, and groceries. The Y Drive-In service with a smile, located at 3.5 miles off of 107 in Edinburg. Welcome back to the bottom of the 6th inning. Carolina Garcia leads it off. 7-8-9, bottom half of the order due up. Bottom of the 6th, Edinburg North leads 4-1. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. No balls, 1 strike. That's outside for ball 1. So over in Weslaco, they're about to get underway for their best of 3 series. The other 2 remaining teams in the Valley, Edinburg High and Weslaco.
And again, all 4 31-6A teams still alive, which is pretty remarkable.
Yep, that's something that's never happened before in softball, and that's going to be a base hit for Garcia. This brings up Brianna Salinas.
At this point, PSJA Memorial just needs a break. They need to stop the bleeding, take care of business, and really come back in the top of the 7th and give it all they got. This team has been fighting all year long.
And laying down the bunt, back to that small ball for the Lady Cougars. Over to first, and she's out at first. And a close play. So now Tressler is going to want a little bit of an explanation from the first base umpire.
Good move by Tressler. That was a bang-bang play, I would say.
Now looks like the umpires are going to discuss this.
And in this situation, you really want to fight for your team and try to get everything called your way.
And again, Richard Tressler in his 20th season. And the call will stand. She is out at first. So that's the break that just maybe PSJ Memorial was looking for.
The right fielder, number 11, Maria Garza.
Maria Garza at the plate. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. The 1-0 pulled. That pitch was high, but it's just foul. One ball, one strike, one out. Garcia on second. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball to the second base side. And out. But the runner does slide over to third. And this brings up Jackie Longoria.
Now batting for the Cougars, the pitcher, number 1, Jackie Longoria.
Castillo definitely working hard up there, fighting for what could be her last high school softball game.
And we've been there.
Definitely so.
We've been there, and we know what it's like. You're keeping an eye on the inning. You know what's happening. You're keeping count of the strikes and the outs.
I also remember the 2 weeks of depression after you got to hang up those cleats.
Yeah. And it's such a long season. You kind of, you build that bond with your teammates because the season really starts in January.
That's right, the end of January.
And laying out, making the grab is Alanis in center field.
Once again, the freshman coming up huge. That could be the motivation and that momentum shift that PSJ Memorial needs to score in this seventh inning.
So we are through 6. We're going to go ahead and stay on the air here as we head to the final inning of this one. Edinburg North leads 4-1. As we head to the top half of the 7th inning, so
obviously the pressure's on for PSJ Memorial, but they've shown that they are the comeback kids. They fight for what they want. Just like Edinburg North, both teams started off rather slow in the season, but really have peaked at the right moment. They deserve to be in the postseason play, really.
Yeah, when you look back at Edinburg North back when I first saw them at the Mission Tournament, they really breezed through that tournament. They played against Westlaco in the Final Four, and then a couple of kids got hurt. They played San Benito in that championship game, and they really went in limping. Jackie, her back was bothering her. We had a couple of other injuries to a couple of other kids, and what we talked about last night, how it was hard for Tressler to really shuffle the lineup up with so many injuries.
Definitely, as a coach, you're trying to build your team chemistry and the momentum and really filling roles in a team. But, that's the way softball is. When somebody's out, who's going to step up and who's going to be called and who's ready to jump in for a teammate that's down. And, Edinburg North has really fought back to become that strong and healthy team. And, they deserve to be here.
And again, it's we go back to where we say it's such a long season that, two very different teams from when we saw back in February at that Mission Tournament, because that's when I both saw Memorial and Edinburg North for the first time. And I think everybody here would agree that they are two very different teams. And, of course, if this is the end for PSJ Memorial, what a ride it's been.
Definitely so, to be the 4th seed in your district and make it to the 3rd round of playoffs. What an accomplishment. Especially after never making the playoffs
Yeah, in program
in
history.
in history, that's right.
First pitch goes off the glove of Longoria. And there you go. You have the lead runner on.
Good heads up by Rodriguez trying to finish that play. But that's exactly what PSJA Memorial needed. Now it's time to take advantage of that error and put some runs on the board.
This brings up Dominique Cantu, the senior. Hacked at it and missed on the first pitch.
Big swing by Cantu.
Swinging for the fences there.
You can really tell this senior's trying to put it all on her shoulders.
And this is popped up to Lopez in center field for out number 1. So now Edinburg North 2 outs away from wrapping this one up. The Lady Cougars again knocking on the door. This would be their 4th Sweet 16 appearance. The only other team in the Valley that has more, San Benito.
I love San Benito, but I may be a bit biased, of course.
So both 2 storied programs that just win year in and year out. First pitch in for a called strike 1 to Emily Garcia.
Coach Rodriguez deciding to go in with a pinch runner here. Number 10, Maria Salazar.
And 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 2 outs.
And Jackie all night long just controlling that circle. Coming up big with that strikeout.
Now batting for the Lady Wolverines, the pitcher, number 7, Ashley Castillo.
So now PSJ Memorial is down to their final out. Ashley Castillo is the batter, swung on, and their season will continue with that base hit into left field. So now 2 runners on, 2 outs for Sam Fuentes.
Relentless. That's what this team is, relentless. They're not going to go down without a fight.
So now you're seeing again what you mentioned earlier in this ball game about the senior leadership and the girls going out there and kind of calming Longoria down. 2 outs, 1 swing of the bat. You know, you don't blow the lead. So let's just do what we've been doing.
Hinojosa loves making her pitcher feel comfortable. She does a great job at helping her relax and talking to her. Good battery here for Edinburg North.
First pitch away for ball 1. One-oh, swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, runners on first and second for PSJ Memorial. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Now the Lady Cougars 1 out or 1 strike away. Fuentes gets back into the box. 1-2, swung on, base hit, back up the middle. They're going to send the runner. Here's the play at the plate. Throw is not in time. 4-2's now the score with 2 outs. And looky here, we go back to the top of the order.
Incredible.
Things getting a little interesting here.
Incredible. Once again, these kids, these Lady Wolverines will not go down without a fight. And who else would you want up to bat right now? Number 99, Christy Alanis, has been very successful this series.
So now Tressler is going to head out to the circle here. So two very different, I assume, two very different conversations in what Tressler's telling the girls and what Rodriguez is telling the batters.
Definitely so. Right now you're thinking Tressler's going out there just to relax his pitcher and reminding these kids that they're 1 out away from moving on in the postseason. And then you got Coach Rodriguez over here with a smile on his face, really motivating his girls. I'm sure he's happy about Christy Alanis up in the box at this moment.
That's the positive. The negative is that there's 2 outs, and you're down to your last inning, your last out of the season. But then you have one of the best leadoff hitters, in our opinion, is what we've talked about this series, and Christy Alanis, who can really don't let the height fool you. She can hit it the other way, and she's got speed. She is definitely an athlete, and she is only a freshman. That's the best part.
To me, that's mind-blowing. She definitely plays like a veteran player.
So here we go. Not done yet. 4-2, 2 outs, runners on first and second. First pitch is in for a called strike 1. 1 for 3 on the night is Alanis. Here's the 0-1. That pitch is low.
Good choice by Longoria, trying to put something down in the zone. Something that Christy can ground out on, possibly.
The 1-1 inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. And you see the defense really, there's a big hole out in right center field.
Umpire right now pointing out some flash photography. Definitely don't want that in anybody's eyes at this moment.
The 2-1. In for a called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So Christy Alanis being very selective in this situation. And, you know, I kind of agree with her there because she really wants to hit a pitch, something that she can drive.
The 2-2 into the gap. This could tie it. It's 4-3. Sending the runner home is Rodriguez. The relay, the play at the plate, out at the plate, and that's the ball game. What a way to end it. On the relay, Rodriguez was sending the tying run to the plate. Christy Alanis sent that one into the gap, scored a run. Rodriguez was sending the runner home. And by about a half step, the Lady Cougars are on to the Sweet 16. Wow.
Incredible. Once again, Edinburg North's defense heads up, got it done.
So you talk about a way to put an exclamation point on this ball game. Again, these kids, resiliency is what they're showing, and I think we're all in shock here because Alanis hit that one in the gap. It was all the way to the wall, and we thought this could possibly tie the ball game, and Alanis would have been on second. But a great relay from Maldonado to the plate, and that's how this one will end. Wow.
I'm still in shock. That was incredible.
We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back and wrap this one up. You're listening to 956sports.com. And welcome back to Edinburg, and it's a final. Edinburg North 4, PSJ Memorial 3 in the 6A Region 4 regional final. And now the Lady Cougars are on to the Sweet 16, so they'll keep dancing, and this is the fourth time in program history that Edinburg North has advanced to the Sweet 16, the first time since 2012, but unfortunately the clock struck midnight for Cinderella. So let's start with PSJ Memorial and the run that they went on, and from where they started and when they ended at today. This team had never been in the postseason before. A lot of folks overlooked them when they were heading into the postseason, and they pulled off the upset against San Benito in the first round, took down Mac High in 3, and then it became a funny scenario in round 3 where we had all 4 teams in 31-6A alive and well in the playoffs. And we said, okay, these games should be very close, as they were, because they're so familiar with each other. And what we just saw in this last inning is what we saw out of PSJ Memorial throughout this whole postseason is what you said. They were the comeback kids.
That's right. Resiliency is really the only way that we can describe PSJ Memorial. Especially, I mean, this team got a crop of freshmen that played like veteran players this year, and that was the key to their season. Those kids really stepping up, and of course having 2 experienced pitchers in the circle, 2 seniors that I'm sure will be missed, but what an incredible season for PSJ Memorial.
They'll be getting 10 girls back, including Christy Alanis, who we just saw by about a half step tie this ball game, and we would have had crickets on one side and a crowd that just came back to life on the other side. But wow, what a game it was, and it really came out to those 2 outs, and we had runners aboard, and the first run came in to score, made it 4-3, and Rodriguez made the right call, sending the runner home. We both agree, said he made the right call, sent the runner home.
I agree.
And it took a perfect relay because Alanis hit that one all the way to the wall in left center field. But what a game, what a series. So we have Edinburg North moving on to the Sweet 16, and again, at 7:30 right now, Weslaco is just getting underway with Edinburg High. And you're right, this series started before that one even began.
Incredible. You know, Edinburg North just really controlled this game from the beginning. Jackie Longoria in the circle really took control for her team, and you know, historically, you know, Edinburg North has found a lot of success in their program, and they're continuing it today.
Yeah, so again, this is the 4th time Edinburg North advances onto the Sweet 16. They will play the winner between Canyon and Reagan, so we will get those results later on tonight, and keep following us for updates. So overall, what was your thoughts on the series in a whole?
I mean, first of all, we knew that it was going to be tight. We knew that PSJ Memorial was playing on a high. These kids were coming out, you know, ready to go. And Edinburg North, of course, very aggressive at the box, and it really paid off for them today. This series was incredible to witness, to call. Both teams very deserving to be here, like I said before. But Edinburg North coming up big. And
again, the season is not done for Edinburg North as they sweep the series. And they swept Harlingen in the first round, and they went to 3 with Nicky Rowe, and then now they complete the sweep here. So, again, they will get the winner between Canyon and Reagan. And you're right, what a series it was. I think you're going to try and make your way over to Weslaco.
That's right.
To see what's going on over there. Now that the cat's out of the bag, she is a Weslaco alum.
I am. I bleed purple, but San Benito purple as well.
So that's a wrap here from Edinburg. Edinburg North goes on to sweep the series 4-3. And again, an incredible season for PSJ Memorial. And again, they're getting 10 girls back in what is going to be an extremely fun district next year in 31-6A. Of course, the Weslacos are moving on. And we are getting Edinburg Vela, who is like PSJ Memorial, young, hungry, and talented. Again, Edinburg North will have Jackie back and a couple of other girls back. So there's a lot to be written in District 31-6A. This one will go down as a classic as it came down to the final out. And again, it's a game of inches. Those of you that say softball is not a game of inches, it most definitely is. So once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors for this entire broadcast. A special thank you to the Maldonado family for the Y Drive-In, open weekly from 5:30 a.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. Get your propane, gas, and groceries. The Y Drive-In service with a smile, located 3.5 miles off of 107 in Edinburg. So again, a special thank you to the Maldonado family and the Y Drive-In for sponsoring this series. That's a wrap. Edinburg North moving on to the Sweet 16. They sweep the PSJA Memorial Lady Wolverines. Final score here in Game 2, Edinburg North 4, PSJA Memorial 3 for Kevin Aro, Christy Leal, and 956sports.com. We are saying so long and good night.